guys, I'm jumping right into it because we need to talk about slave play. We need to talk about slave play. We need to talk about slave play. So if you have not heard of slave play, this is a play running right now on Broadway with some really, really phenomenal talent. It is a play that I completely did not expect to see with this kind of content. So before I go any further, one, I need to introduce myself, and two, I need to give you this disclaimer that this video is not for you if you don't want to have any spoilers, okay? I'm going to be spoiling a couple of things, but it's for the purposes of this discussion. So if you don't want to know the details of the play, if you have not seen it, and if you do plan to see it, this is a video you should not watch. However, if you want to see this video and you still plan to see it and spoilers don't bother you, then by all means, continue to watch this video. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Kaisha S. Huguley. I'm an actor based in New York City. I'm also an entrepreneur, a creative, and an educator. I play a lot of different roles, and I am living my best life here in New York, the Big Apple. So one of the things that I do most in my, just life is go to the theater. I love not only creating theater, but I love experiencing theater. And so I'm super lucky that I somehow just end up in all these situations where I get to get free tickets and discounted tickets to shows. And so I won a free ticket to Slave Play, and the ticket was basically like the best seat I think I could have gotten for this show. I was on the 4th row, center orchestra, and I go into the play thinking, oh, this is gonna be a play about slavery and about, things of that nature, since it's called slave play. Well, the thing about it is, in my opinion, it had very little to do with slavery, and I just didn't know. I didn't know. No one told me. I also didn't look it up because I assumed I knew what it was going to be about. And yes, my friends, it was not about slavery. Losing words here. It was about slave foreplay. And I think that's why they call it slave play, because it was actually 3 couples in the show, and they were participating in slave foreplay, as if one was the master and one was the slave, and they were foreplaying in these roles. And I think that, I've seen it twice now. I saw it once by myself, center orchestra, 4th row, and then I saw it once with my husband. We sat in the balcony to see it. I wanted to take him to see it. Those tickets weren't free, so I said, look, we're gonna have this in the back. But anyway, so seeing it a second time definitely is a different experience than the first time you see it. So I'm gonna talk about the first time that I saw it. The first time that I saw it, I was very deeply confused. I said, okay, what is happening? Okay, wow. Like, I had a lot of wow moments. For the first hour of the production, I don't think my face left this position. I literally did not laugh. I had zero reaction because there were so many moments where there were people around me that were laughing, and I did see where it could be humorous, but I thought to myself, I don't think I should be laughing. And so I was very, very stoic the first hour because I'm like, what is going on here? What also made me very uncomfortable is that I found that there were a lot of people of other races laughing at some of these moments, and I really had some trouble there, just living in that world of the audience and like trying to be like, hey, listen, you probably shouldn't be laughing. That's really how I was feeling. Once we got to the second hour of the play, I loosened up a lot. There was actually a part with one of the guys where I lost it. Like, I was literally laughing so hard, I was crying. And oh my gosh, I don't even know the character's name. I would have to look it up, but oh gosh, the character, I need to find this. Give me a second. Oh my gosh, he was so funny. So the character's name is Dustin. I found it, and Dustin had me crying, okay? Because Dustin said to his partner Gary, he said, I don't want to move from East Harlem because I don't want to live around black people. I want to move from East Harlem because I want to get to an audition on time. Y'all, oh my gosh, relatable, okay? Relatable. And I think that was one of the most hilarious parts of the show for me. Everything that he was talking about with like acting, and he was like, yes, and like, oh God, I was living for Dustin's moments. I do think that this play does start a very interesting conversation, and I've been really grappling with what that conversation even is and if this is the vehicle in which we should be having this conversation. However, I do think slave play is starting a conversation. I do think this play brings up some very interesting, how do I put it? It brings up some very interesting things about racism using sex as a vehicle to do so. I know it's a very weird way to explain this, and you're probably like, I'm not going to see this play, Kaisha, because you have talked about 700 different things in this video and I still have no idea what it's about. I am of the mindset when it comes to recommending theater to people, I will never not tell someone to go see theater, because for one, I love theater. Theater is a really, really big part of my life. And so I always want to give people the opportunity to go experience it for themselves and then to come back and let me know what they thought about it, etc., etc. So I'm not going to tell you not to go see this. What I will tell you is that as a result of me seeing it now twice, after I saw it the first time, I didn't think I was gonna go back, but I went back because I wanted to take my husband. Now seeing it a second time, I would consider going back for a third, and the third time would be my final time. And the reason why I would consider seeing it again is because I do want to form more thoughts on this. Now, luckily for me, a colleague of mine sent me the play in PDF format so I can actually read it and like get into the script. But I kind of want to understand more deeply, like what is this play trying to accomplish? You know, when I walked out the first time, I felt traumatized. I was like, what is this? What did I just see? And why is this on Broadway? Like, I was literally confused. And, you know, coming out of it a second time, I said, you know what? I feel like I see themes and I just don't know how to articulate the themes that I see. If I had to say what the biggest message that I got from the overall play, I think that what the play is trying to say is that white people do not understand their privilege and they do not listen to people who are black. That's the best way to say it. I do think that there are just so many different themes that are brought up in what happens in the second part of the show, which is the group therapy session. There are so many different like themes that are brought up. I keep saying themes because I literally lack words, but yeah, guys, this is a very interesting play. Very, very interesting. And I do think that you should see it if you are interested in this kind of content. And even if you're like, I would say just go see it, just go experience it, have thoughts about it. And I think that out of anything, the one thing that this play is absolutely accomplishing is that it is starting conversations. And I think that that's what theater is designed to do. It's supposed to start conversations and help audience members to have like a united moment all together. I mean, this show was 2 hours long, definitely 2 hours long, and it was no intermission. So it was like boom, 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 boom. Like you were just being hit with it over your head, wham, wham, wham. So yeah, I don't know if I told you what I thought about slave play. I definitely am not on the side of the fence where I would say, oh, that was an abomination, I would never go back. I'm definitely not there. I'm also not in the pool of people that's like, oh my God, that was the greatest piece of theater I've ever seen. I think I fall somewhere in the middle. And the reason I fall in the middle is because I'm still trying to figure out what I think about this. And I feel like I'm supposed to have an opinion because when I posted about that I was going to the play on Instagram, a lot of people reached out to me and said, hey, are you going to see it? And as an African-American woman in theater, I feel like there is maybe a pressure I'm putting on myself, but I just feel like people constantly ask me about it. So I just feel like I'm supposed to have some kind of opinion. And to be honest, guys, I really don't know what my opinion fully is. I'm still grappling with that and trying to figure it out. The one thing that I will say is that I have a tremendous amount of respect for every single actor in that play, because I think what they are doing is handling such heavy material, heavy in a lot of different ways. I mean, the intimacy that they produce on stage and the sex scenes and all of that, I don't even know if I would be able to handle that as an actor at that level. I mean, and to do this, you know, 8 times a week, and then, you know, the scenes where there's crying and yelling and all of these things can be hard on you as an actor. And I just admire and respect each and every one of them so much for going to that place every day to bring this story forward. And so I will always have the utmost respect for actors that deliver like that. So I can at least tell you that. I asked my husband, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what he thought about the play. Like if he had to, just not thinking about it, scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this? And he said, what did he say? Did he say a 7? Oh gosh, was it a 7? I can't remember because we saw 2 shows and I can't remember if he said 7 or 8. I think he said a 7. And if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give it an 8 in terms of the way, like, not the actual content, but I think everything was very well done. It was a very clean show. There were not like, oh my gosh, this shouldn't be happening right here. It's not staged well. It's not directed well. I think it's directed very well. I think that it's staged well. So I have to give it an 8 for those reasons. But for content, that's why the 2 points, I'm still like, I'm grappling with it because I don't know what to feel. And so if you saw Slave Play and if you feel similarly, please do comment below in the comment section so that we can have a discussion about it, because honestly, woo, that was kind of a lot. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel, you need to go ahead and hit that beautiful red subscribe button so that you can stay connected to your girl. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you never miss when I upload. And of course, if you do not follow me on Instagram, where I hang out every day, come join the party. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.